everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And I am outside today, and I thought I would show you all where we are so far with trying to get this tractor together, but also show you this bush hog that I did not know was so big. But first, I want to say thank you to everybody who was thinking about me, praying for me with my eye. Yes, I did get stung in my eye by something, and I didn't even feel it when it happened, but later that evening it made itself known. Okay, so over the past few days I have been kind of doctoring on it, and everything I tried, from tea bags to eye wash and all of that, none of that, hot compresses, cold compresses, none of that was really working to heal my eye. So what I decided to do was I got some pink eye solution, and I took that pink eye solution, and I've not only did I put it in my eye, but I put it on the sting location, because the next couple of days after, I could see where I had been stung or bitten. You could literally see the spot because it started to kind of turn white. You could see it, it was just very evident. You could see it. And so what I did was, I got the pink eye solution and I saturated one of my cotton rounds with and I used it, and I just covered my eye with it. I put the saturated round on the eye, and I put another one on top of it, and I just left it there, and I would let it sit like that until I got tired of holding it there. And I did that 4 times throughout the day, and then that night before I went to bed I did it again. And y'all, the very next day, my eye was feeling so much better. It was still puffy, it was still tender, but it felt so much better. And so that's what I kept doing. And as you can see, it's going down. It's not as bad as it was. It's not as swollen as it was, but it's still kind of tender right here. But other than that, it's getting better. So I am so glad. So thank y'all so much for thinking about me and keeping me in your prayers. I appreciate that, y'all. So now I'm gonna show y'all what I did. Now remember, I talked about at one point the cost of them using a bush hog to clear the way, and the cost for that, right? Oh, and by the way, everybody that said you should reach out to them and ask them for a detailed list of why the bid would be that cost. Y'all know they haven't responded to me. But anyway, y'all, I found a bush hog. Tractorsupply.com. I think it was on sale. I'm not really sure if it was a sale price. I just thought it was such a good price because it was so inexpensive in relations to having somebody to come and bush hog the area for us. It was less expensive to buy the bush hog and do it ourselves versus to pay them to do it. Okay, so I got this bush hog, and I went online and I saw the bush hog, and I'm gonna be honest, I really just didn't know it was this big. I really didn't. So when I told Mr. H, you can go by Tractor Supply and just have him to put it on the truck. I thought it was that little, but it wasn't. Let me show you. Okay, do y'all see this thing? So this is not little. This is not little at all. In fact, it's 9 feet in length, 6 feet in width, and I had no earthly idea that it was this big. But it was a good price, like I said. but I had no idea it was this big. So in any case, I think it was a special. I don't know. And you know how when you are a club member with Tractor Supply, they like to send you stuff in your email and you get discounts and all of that kind of stuff. So I just couldn't pass up the price on it. Like I said, it was less expensive to purchase it than it was to have someone to come out here and do it. Right? Not to mention, we'll be able to use it over and over and over again. Because for a property our size, let's face it, this thing will get plenty of use. Okay? So, this is what I got. Now, here's the funny part. When I told Mr. H he could just go and put it on the truck, when he went to pick it up, he was like, baby, did you know how big this thing was? I'm like, no, not really. He said, well, I'm going to tell you, it's not going to fit on the truck. We're going to have to we're going to have to come up with another solution, baby, because it ain't going to work on the truck. So what we ended up doing was, let me show you. We got it put on this trailer. Now they had to use a forklift to get it on the trailer. And it actually just sat on top of the railing. It didn't go on the trailer or in, it had to just sit on top. And we strapped it down, and that's how Mr. H got it home. Okay? So when we got it home, it took 4 guys, 2 on each side, to lift this thing off the trailer and slide it off the back. Okay? That's how big it is, and that's how heavy it is. So now, let's look at the issue that we are having right now. Remember I told you our tractor is leaking hydraulic fluid. And so we have to replace the seals on it. Okay? As you can see, leaking hydraulic fluid here. And you could see it anytime you start this tractor. If you move those arms, or even if you don't move it, the hydraulic fluid leaks down onto the tires, and that's on both sides that's happening on. So now this is the loader is a 430, okay? But the issue is that we couldn't find the serial number for this tractor. So now I looked here. I can't even begin to make that out. This number right here is the number that we need. And I can't even begin to make that out. It's missing the very first letter. Anyway, it's off the tractor. So I can't even begin to figure out what this is. And when I called the Ag Pro Center, they couldn't help either with that, because they needed to know exactly what those numbers were, the last 6 at least, and they couldn't, nothing that they did, they could really figure it out. But in any case, we looked in the back, we looked on all sides. There's no label back here that says what the VIN number is for this tractor. Okay? Now, not only did I discover the hydraulic fluid, but as I was just looking back here, I noticed that, as you can see, look at this. See this piece here? I don't know what this is called. I don't know if you can even see it. I don't know if you can see this piece. But in any case, that piece is missing from this side of the tractor. Right? It's missing. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not, but if it is, I do see a place for it here and here, and it's not there. Also, the pins that's needed to connect the bush hog here, we don't have those pins, okay? We don't have those pins. Now, the one up here, we don't have it either, okay? So we're missing those 3. And also, as I walk around the tractor, I saw this, and man, it looks to me like something is missing from that part there. I don't really know, but it just looks like it to me. I could be totally wrong, but it just looks like to me something should have been there, right? And then this is, let's see, I don't know, y'all. The last time we had one of our neighbors over, and he was just out here and he was looking at the tractor. He said, wow, how long have you had this tractor? And we was like, oh, it was gifted to us like this, you know. He said, yeah, the upkeep on it, they've kind of let it go down. And so I'm like, yeah, I bet. But I don't know what it's going to take to get it brought up to speed to where it'll be a tractor that will last us for many, 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 many years to come. So the PTO connects here. That's the hydraulic reed right there. I don't think y'all could see that from my understanding. So this is where this right here will end up connecting to this tractor, and we have to, you know, get this thing wiggled on and all of that, right? So that will connect to the PTO. Somebody told us to look into a quick connect by John Deere that'll make connecting the PTO attachments a lot easier than trying to fight with them to get them on. But when I looked into a quick connect, you know, I'm like, yeah, it'd be great to have, but do I really want to spend the money on a quick connect right now? No, I don't. So y'all, that's where we are right now. We're going to be going to Ag Pro to look into getting the parts that we need to make our tractor work with our bush hog, but also to repair the cylinder here. We need a cylinder repack kit here. We need that. And we also need a grill here because we took the battery out. We took the battery out because the grill, I don't know if you remember when we first got the tractor, but the grill that was in here, it was all busted up and it just was falling apart, and then it just kept falling apart. So yeah, then it just kept falling apart. So the hood is fine, but we need the grill down up in here in order to protect the battery and everything. So that's where we are right now, y'all. All right, y'all, so that is it. Just wanted to bring you up to speed on this bush hog, on what we're fighting with the tractor. Now, there is a serial number on the belly mower that came off of this tractor, now that I think about it. I don't know if the serial number for the belly mower would be the same for this right here. I'm sorry if y'all can't see me, I'm in the shade, but I don't know if that would work. I would like to think so, but I don't know. That's something that I need to go and find out about, because we do need to go ahead and get those parts as quickly as we can. We've had delay after delay. You know, of course, having 21-degree weather, I'm not going to have anybody out here in them temperatures cutting trees and stuff like that. To me, that's very dangerous. So we will wait until temperatures are at least above freezing. It's above freezing right now. But when it comes to getting the work started early, we're not going to be out here in 22-degree weather doing anything. Okay? So in any case, y'all, that's where we are. Now, what was it? I think it was something else. Bush hog. Oh. So, our neighbor that lives in the back side, on the back end of the property, they've started putting up a regular field fence, and it's only about 4 feet tall. 4 feet tall. And I'm thinking to myself, I could come alongside of his fence, you know, with our fence that's 6 feet, you know, which is really what I want to do, because I'm going to be honest with you. Grizzly and Tamu, they can clear that little fence, just a run and jump, and they're over it, right? But the goal for us is to keep trespassers out. But he's fenced off going this way, as his property is parallel to ours. He's fenced it off going this way and then going that way. So he's fenced it off enough so that no one can come from the backside of his property and then come on to our property. But I don't think it's adequate, really, because if somebody wanted to come over and go hunting, they could literally easily be over a 4-foot fence just like that. You know, it's not very tall, you know. So, you know, when we saw him back there, we was like, yeah, this is awesome, you know, because he is having problems with trespassers too. But the issue is that for the backside, I just don't think that that is adequate, you know, because like I said, to keep people out, they could be over that in a split second and it won't be a problem, you know. So we really want something that says, don't come over here, right? So y'all, that is so what we've decided to do, because he's working on that side, we were actually going to start on the back side of our property, but because he's back there working, we didn't want to, you know, like, because our property lines are so close. And somebody asked about the survey company. The survey company, they did come out, and the back part of the property line on this side is clear. He put stakes up and we're able to see it, but he didn't put the stakes up in the front, on the front sides of the property. But the back sides, we can see where he put the, I think he used rebar or something that he put down, and it shows clearly the property line. So our neighbor is putting his fence maybe a foot away from the actual property line itself. So we were thinking, a foot away on his side. So we were thinking, you know, maybe we'll come a few feet in rather, and still put up that 6-foot fencing, because like I said, that 4 feet ain't gonna keep nobody out, you know. So he's doing that, but to me it's just not adequate. So, but in any case, you all, that's what's going on right now, because we desperately need this bush hog working now, because the trees that are in the way, the vines are about 4 feet tall, vines that have just been overgrown for so many years, with thorns like this. We need that bush hog to get in there and tear all of that stuff down, because there's no way we walking through that. We just can't do it, you know. So it's imperative to get this thing going, you know, like right away. So that's where we stand right now. Oh, and another thing is that we have decided that with having the materials delivered, the cost of that, we realized that even if it took us 3 trips, 4 trips to go and pick up the material ourselves, the cost of delivery, no, because I'm telling you all, by the time we finished with getting all of the fencing, all of the T-posts, all of the clips, what else? I forgot what else it was. But we ended up needing 55, I think. 55 rolls of fencing. 55 rolls of fencing. And that don't include the T-post, right? So with that, plus delivery, we was like, let's save the delivery money. And even if it takes us 3 or 4 trips, using the bed of our truck and the trailer, that's still cheaper than the delivery. Because again, we're on a budget. Again, we're trying to get it done, but at the same time, we want to still be mindful of cost and not doing anything unnecessary. Okay? If we can find a way to not do it, and it'll save us money, and we can find another way, then that's the goal. So to save that $600 and some odd delivery fee, then yeah, we can go and make 4 trips and 5 trips. We don't care how many trips it'll take. It ain't gonna be $600 worth, so in any case, to save that money, that's what we are going to do, because the focus is on making sure that we get the material and that we pay the labor. Okay, materials and the labor is it. So if we can cut out the unnecessaries, then we're going to cut out anything that, hey, we can bypass that. And so the delivery costs or the shipping costs, that's one of those things that we can bypass. All right. So in any case, one thing I will tell you is that when you get involved in something, it looks cut and dry, but it's not cut and dry, because I'm a very detailed person. I like details and specifics. I like, all of those little bitty things that sometimes we may forget. I'm the person who will not forget those things. So I go in and I'm looking at all of the itty bitty things, as well as the big things. I'm looking at every avenue open to us to resolving issues. Okay. I'm the problem solver. So, I hear a problem. Okay, I heard the problem. I don't want to keep talking about the problem. All right, I'm the solution person. I'm solution oriented. So coming up with the solutions to make this happen and trying not to forget any little detail, because and I'm glad we didn't, because I had to do the whole call before you dig thing again, a second time, because a part of our fence is underneath power lines. A part of our fence is, it runs into where there might be phone lines, and not even in the front, in the back. Like, what is this doing back here? But it is. So we had to call them. We had to call them back again. And right now, I've already put in the request, but I know it's going to be after the new year before I get a response from them, due to COVID and everything else. I know it's going to be after the new year before I get a response, because we do have power lines that we're going to be working directly up under. We have to make sure that they don't have anything running underneath or running under the ground, because we're going to be right there. Phone line thingies, we're going to be right there. So I had to call them back again for them to come back out and make sure that we were going to be safe where we were going to be pounding those poles in the ground. So yeah, so now we're waiting on them to come out and do the marking, which is fine. On one side there's a phone thing, on this side there's power and phone, so the more we go through and start clearing it out, we're able to see the little phone boxes that's tucked away in the bushes. So we do have to make sure that we are we're doing our part to, we don't want any accidents. So in any case, y'all, that's where we are right now. I just wanted to show y'all this massive bush hog that we got. I hope it's a good bush hog. I don't know. It's a country line or county line or something like that you get from Tractor Supply. And like I said, it was such a good price that I just went ahead and made the investment. But one thing I'll say is I think that is a good investment, because we do have a large property, and having this on the homestead is a necessity. It is a necessity. It's more of a need than a want. And so going ahead and getting that that is going to be a major asset to us, because as you know, trying to keep the bush down or the brush down on 20 acres is quite the challenge. So having the right tools will make a difference. So that's going to be it, you all. I wanted to come back and just explain the whole bush hog thing and what was going on with the tractor so we can get this thing up and going. Now, here's the thing. We have never done a repack kit on a tractor, okay? We've never done that. But we are students of YTU as well, and we will be studying and learning what to do to repair this tractor, because if I'm not mistaken, to have it repaired, I think the tractor people want to charge 85 an hour, something like that. When I was doing a little bit of research on it, something like that. I'm like, okay. So we're going to learn how to do this ourselves, and you know, and we'll get it done. And in any case, we have to know how to do these things ourselves anyway, right? So here we go, learning. Always learning, always learning. So that's going to do it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching me here, Homestead Heart. If you haven't done so, give the video a thumbs up. Thank y'all so much for your support and for following us on this journey while we try to get this fence up, you know. And yes, 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 this is like very, very urgent for us. But truth be told, I don't want to rush through something and then it's not done right, or we make mistakes that could be costly. And no, no, I'm not doing that. I would rather do it right the first time. So y'all, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.